Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is a glorious day. It is Tuesday, September 6th, 2022, here in the Arizona desert. So it's 3:21 p.m. and today's market, well, they opened a little bit hopeful, but it did not last very long. Let's check out what's going on and make this quick because I don't think it's that awful, even though it may appear to kind of be. Sorry, there's no video camera on me right now. I'm just kind of moving things around. I'll get that going again from a better angle. A couple things real quick to look at here. Just in from Disclosed TV, traditional German shoe retailer Gortz is insolvent. The company was founded in 1875 and operated in 160 stores in 90 cities. Germany is not doing too well with the Great Reset. Just in Centrica, UK's largest gas supplier, seeks billions in additional short-term financing in case the energy situation deteriorates. All right, and one more from this Disclosed TV. German Economy Minister Habeck, Habak, I think they call him, we must expect the worst. Well, that's really cheery, isn't it? And what makes this tweet is the first comment that has is this one. I hope for Germany's sake there isn't. I think he says there isn't. I think he meant to say this isn't a guy who got rejected from art school recently. I see what he did there. Lark Davis, I've had him on Radiant Creators before. Great human being. He mentions here in this tweet today, Bitcoin is down 71% from its all-time high. I'm a buyer at these prices, and my guess is that in a few years, many will wish they had bought here. I'm going to say I'm not so sure. I'm going to reply right here. I am not so sure. Because let's keep looking at news in the market and things like that. I'm going to rock through this quickly. I read through this, and I got to tell you the truth, I just don't get it. I've been looking for maybe a video of somebody describing this better. I'm sure I'll hear more about it tomorrow on some of the feeds that I follow. But basically, Europe's nightmare scenario comes true. Energy bills to rise by euros, 2 trillion, will reach 20% of disposable income. And it mentions here, if I sum it up, it says, like, in other words, massive amounts of newly printed funding will be required to avert an energy disaster. And there is this headline here. I've seen it a couple times, margin calls of at least 1.5 trillion. I don't quite understand the margin call, why there'd be margin calls. But you can look here over at Yahoo Finance from today. It does show up back in 2020, since 2020, where you had like under 50 euros per megawatt hour. Now we're up around, let's say 250 right now. So, and that really started to spike up in 2021, but truly that happened really in 2022, and it happened quite recently. So, I was following this. This is like Bloomberg saying European energy trading is being strained by margin calls of at least 1.5 trillion, putting pressure on governments to provide more liquidity buffers, according to Norway's Equinor ASA. So anyway, I'll try to report on this better tomorrow. I need to do some research. I don't really understand this side of the markets. Margin calls, really? I mean, did people I don't get it. Is this like energy futures or something like that? If anybody understands this aspect of the market, please definitely share your wisdom in the comments or ping me over on Telegram, or anyway, just hook me up. Let me know what that actually really means in English. If not, I'll probably figure it out. So, BitcoinReview.com, got more for you there. Check things out. I linked to most of the indicators that I mentioned, etc. They're all over there, and things that I like and endorse that I use. All right, check it out. Looking at this little indicator here, this chart here, and you can find it over at BitcoinReview.com. If you scroll down, you'll find it over here. It's called Bull versus Bear Live, and you can basically customize this to be how you'd like it. This is kind of how I like it. I've been watching today, and this really is the day of like $1 and $2 and $3 million buys and sells. You can see the initial dump that took place earlier today, as we know, and we'll see how it goes. A lot of longs and shorts getting wrecked, but not as many as I would expect. And also, I'm not seeing like liquidations happening. I'm seeing a couple of wrecks, but they're not in the millions like I would expect usually to see. So in general, bulls and bears poking and pushing at this thing, kind of scalping, it looks like, with big trades like 50K or like 100K, a couple 100K, a million, 2 million. Um, a big day for, whoever's on the conference call who's working this range is doing pretty good. So anyway, interesting day, big buys, big sells, not seeing a lot of liquidations. So I think that, I don't see as many longs and shorts wiped as I would expect to from this. So I have a feeling that the big money pretty much knew this was coming. Looking at oil, oil is a red day today. It's holding the 314 moving average here in the daily. Oil's hanging in there. Took a dump recently, and that's just fine. Really coming in at $86.69 a barrel. Looking at the U.S. dollar strength index, as you can see, it is just pumping. And this is the thing. I almost call it like the relative evil index. I mean, I know it's my dollar. I'm a U.S. citizen, but still, like, boom. When that pumps, what happens? The S&P 500 dumps. What else happens? That's the S&P 500 there. It's at a dump day. Gold dumps. What else dumps? Silver dumps. Let's see. What else dumps? Well, can't see. It's not quite as basically today. It's not quite as vivid here, but Bitcoin dumps. So basically, dollar cost average pumps all commodities really, and then of course including Bitcoin and most alts and pretty much the big indexes just go potty. So I just call this the relative evil index, because what else does it represent? I mean, looking at the market today, this as you can see, the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P 500 all closed. Not huge losses. None of them lost a whole percent or anything like that, but all averaged out about losing 0.5%. Looking at the S&P 500 today, how'd that guy end up? Mostly in the red. Healthcare kind of had some in the green. Real estate had some in the green. In general, there you go. It was a bad day. Basically, the big tech did not have a good day whatsoever today. Looking at Bitcoin volume last 24 hours, 8.5 billion. That's massive. So we definitely had people, I think, probably buying this dump. And we'll see how that, we'll take a look at that and see what we think. Bitcoin coming in 18,955. That's pretty darn wild. We lost 1,900. That happens. Oh, wow. Looking at some stuff here, pretty much there's nothing really in the green. One thing that is in the green today is Terra Luna Classic, Lund C, doing pretty well. I don't know why. I think that Binance is going to use this thing for something. I'm not exactly sure, but Terra Luna Classic doing very, very, very well. Terra Classic USD. USDC, Terra Classic USD, up 22.7% just recently. That thing's cranking, whatever that's about. I don't know what it is, but USTC, a stablecoin, we'll look at it. Anyway, it's cranking like crazy. So, only thing really in the market that remained green. ETC has done pretty well today, whatever ETC is for and is. Terra Luna Classic up 12%. Ain't bad. So pretty much, a dump day for the market. Not much green out there. Looking at the top 100 at least. Now, if we do look at the spot trading volume here, all the big exchanges up over 100%, some up like over 200, I think. So really, all the big exchanges, massive volume came in. You can see we're on the 7-day. You can see on the 7-day graph where boom, we really peaked. Definitely like turned up. That's pretty nice. How about derivatives? How about longs versus shorts on Binance? Yeah, up 94%, coming in at 72 billion. That's actually a really good day for longs and shorts on Binance. Maybe that's where some of that. Well, we'll take a look at things, but in general, not doing too bad at all. I like to see that Binance US, which is definitely not the greatness of Binance, but it can be used by U.S. users, is up 146%. So that's nice to see. Even Coinbase up 121%. So grandma's definitely logged into AOL and buying some Bitcoins. All right. Looking at longs versus shorts here on Blockchain Whispers. Looking at Binance, where the big volume is, 75% long, 24% short. Okay, it's definitely a long bias right now. And then for Ethereum, 56% short, 43%. I'm sorry, 56% long, 43% short. So people not so jazzed about Ethereum. Now looking at Bitcoin, and look at a daily chart here, going way back to March of 2020 when we hit the 3K moment. This does stick pretty well. This pivot retracement is one that I've definitely been finding over time has definitely been pretty darn accurate, pretty darn effective. I like it. Um, there's a 618 golden pocket. Now golden pocket. You can kind of see where that definitely has come into play. Now, right now, of course, back on around like 20th of June, we had bounced off the 786 fib level, and since then, and you can see also here that the 786 fib level has definitely come into play back here in like December of 2020. It came back into play like June of 2022, and we kind of been moving up, kind of a bounce off that. I thought maybe we'd be done with that and be getting back in the 618 golden pocket, but we're not. That has not quite happened. We've gotten below the 50 moving average back on 19th of August. And right now, we're really struggling to keep above, or really to get back above that 20 WMA. So basically, we're dumping. And today, you can actually see the red candle a bit there. We definitely are dumping today. It's all about, are we going to hit the 786 again and bounce or not? Or are we going to move up from here? We shall see. One of the things that is somewhat discouraging is we were moving towards a positive daily MACD cross, but of course this dump today has turned that tangent the other way, although that can change pretty quickly. Let's see what happens. If anyone knows why Bitcoin, particularly and like the crypto market, dumped so hard today, let me know. Is it just simply that Europe's jacked? Is that what it is? We shall see. It does look like right now, looking at energy prices, and I'm going to study it more to try to understand it better, but it does seem that definitely they're doing their own kind of version of the EU governments are doing their own versions of the Inflation Reduction Act, kind of focusing on utility bills for people and also bailing out, energy companies. We're going to see what happens there. The EU leadership is absolutely, totally WEF globalists, and they seem very happy about destroying Europe. So, well, we'll see how that goes. Maybe that's the fear in the market that is pushing, well, commodities down. At least I would say that if we look at, let me go back here. Yeah, I mean, if we look at like gold and then gold here in the bottom middle and silver next to it, they kind of had a red day today. Bitcoin had a red day today. S&P 500 had a red day today. So I mean, in general, that's kind of that's something that I do truly look at to kind of get a feel for what's going on in the world. And of course, oil also. And if I was to look at the Tech 100, they had a dump today too. And I do think that kind of tells me a lot about what the market's doing. And of course, as always, the dollar strength, evil index is just cranking its little ass off. So, and they usually correspond. Anyway, with that said, looking at Bitcoin here on a 45-minute chart, you can kind of see this little box that I put it in. The red up top here is where I believe that the whales have been selling, and the bottom green here is where the whales have been buying. So they've been keeping it tight in this range. And with these two blue diamond merit badges, I thought maybe we were going to pump, but it didn't go that way. We dumped hard. This is definitely institutional dumping. I don't know what else would cause this many percent it to dump. Kind of like we were getting a bounce there for a second. We shall see. We've dumped too hard to really know. Maybe we're seeing a bit of a reprieve. Let's look at a 15-minute chart. We had some velocity upwards here with some candles. Now we're kind of trailing off, and that just could be because that was quite a pump from the bottom. But let's do a little forecast here. Forecast. Sorry, it's right in front of me and I don't see it. There we go. So not even accounting for the wick. Let's just look here. Yeah, it's like 1%. So it took a hard dump, bounced 1%, and it's retracing a bit. One thing that I do note here on the 15-minute candles, the blue candles are basically very low volume. So I do notice that. And after institutional move to push down, which you can see by this extreme volume here, the red and the yellow candles. Oftentimes, though this, well, and green is average, oftentimes they'll let it go blue and just basically let the retail buyers, the small guys, kind of continue to move it in the direction that they have aimed it. So we'll see. We're trailing off a little bit right now as far as pumping, but that would kind of lend me to believe with the blue candles that most likely it will continue up, maybe, but it's hard to tell. We've dumped too far to really know much from the indicators. Let's go to 5 minutes for fun. 5 minutes. Okay, you can see the bottom. You can see the push up. ADX might be going in the right direction. Got a squeeze on the way up. It's trailing off a little bit. We'll have to just see. Just for fun, I'll look at do I have my seconds? Just for fun. Let's go to 1 second candle. It's kind of neat sometimes. Let's see. Can we see it? Hey, where'd it go? It's kind of fun to look at 1 second candles. As you can tell, I'm a little bit delirious. This has been quite the day. I've actually traded 1 second candles before. So what can we see here? Anyway, it's kind of fun to watch. Anyway, we'll put it back here on something that means something. 45 minutes. So anyway, guys, we'll look at a little bit more. Let me actually that chart's just wrecked. I'll just kill it. Looking at Bitcoin, like I say, once again here on the daily, are we going to revisit that 786 at a 17,796? It very well could happen. Let me actually go to a 4-hour chart. Let's look there. Look at this chart there. Oh, it's kind of cool. And I won't pull all back in. I kind of like how you can see that on the 4-hour chart. You can see the range that I was looking at, and you can see how it dumped. You can see the 786 here. Are we going to visit that again? And you can see here on the 4-hour chart, we're below the 200 moving average, the 314 moving average, the 50, and the 20 WMA. So basically, we're jacked. Let's see what happens on the 4-hour chart. You can begin to see probably a bit of a reversal here. Let's just kind of see what happens. Let's look at the 4-hour MACD. Definitely the tangent is extremely negative right now, but that could click up any moment. So let's just keep a watch on that. Also, the 2-hour MACD is one that I have found really does dictate the way the daily is going to go. It just seems to, a 2-hour MACD tangent tends to be pretty meaningful. As you can see, it's still negative. I'm going to watch this 2-hour MACD for a, I'm going to go here to the MACD crossing MACD signal on the 2-hour chart. I'm going to leave this up and just see what happens. I think if that does happen, if we get a glorious little 2-hour MACD cross, like we saw back there that I missed making a circle, unlike here, definitely if we can get that cross, that might be a rather bullish thing. Because, it's all about, are we going to continue just dumping, or was that just, the whales moving it? One thing I would say is that, they could very easily, how we had this range there, they were keeping it here on the 4-hour chart, as I see it, as I call it, kind of a whale range right here, nice and big so you can see. I had this whale range going on. You could actually I could just take this whole thing, you clone it, and then copy it down here. See if I can. You get the message basically. I don't want to waste your time, but you just take this range and then just basically slide it down one. That could be our new range. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna watch this 2-hour MACD cross for an idea of which way the direction's going. If I do see that cross positive, or the tangent turn nice and positive, I think I'll get a little bit more bullish. Ethereum, it's in the news. A lot's going on. It dumped today pretty hard. Got some red Sam's candles, as we call them here. You can find those over at bitcoindailyview.com. It's a good indicator. So we had 3 candles with downwards velocity in a row. It did bounce with a wick off the 314 moving average here on the 45-minute chart, but it's having a hard time really getting support above the 200 moving average, although it is crossing it right now with the doji that it's working on. With the candle it's working on, I should say. Definitely can see the institutional money that pushed it down there. Let's see what happens. Really, if you look at Ethereum, overall, I know a lot's going on with it, but if you look at it from this perspective, like a 4-hour chart, it's not really exciting, because its last great move was back here around like 15th of July this year. got above the 200 moving average on the 314, made a glorious run up with a lot of volatility, but pretty much, most savvy traders probably would have dumped it right around 26th of July. And if they got back in, probably would have dumped it, around like the 17th of August. So, it's just not a very good chart here in the 4-hour chart. Here in the 4-hour chart for Ethereum, it really, as you can see, it's challenged the 200 moving average a time or two, but it ain't really getting above it. So in the 4-hour chart, I mean, I know that it's got some stuff going on and an upgrade, but right now the chart just isn't really that exciting. And the people are talking about, is it going to pump or dump or whatever, but really it's just kind of, in my opinion, doing absolutely nothing right now. So with that said, it got some nice upwards velocity on the 4-hour chart today. It did not. It wicked to the 200 moving average, got rejected down. Now it's below the 200, the 314. I would just be careful. The super guppy indicators, like, well, I should say the Madrid EMAs, which you can find over at bitcoindaily.com. I have this indicator linked to. Yeah, the Madrid ribbons are still green, so all the EMAs are still green. That's kind of good. It's just barely holding that. Let's see what happens. But really, Ethereum. The 4-hour chart, it just totally sucks, and the 45-minute chart, 314 balance, but it's going to have to really find support and move above this 200 moving average before I'm excited about it. And on a 45-minute chart, the Madrid ribbons are red. So Ethereum, it's jacked. It's a crap chart. Lun C versus USD. As we can see, it definitely in the last 24 hours has made a beautiful move here on the 45-minute chart. It did not crash that hard. But right now, I'm not quite getting into it again until I see the squeeze indicator begin to get some higher green candles. It's nice that the binary candles are looking good. Directional index is in the green, but I'm waiting for the ADX to crank up once again, have a positive tangent, and get up above at least 23 or 25, and maybe see some more institutional money come in. Some of these nice red and yellow candles come in and start pushing it up. It definitely seems, for some reason, maybe it was dumping and these were buys. All I can see is that it's volume. I can't see if it's a buy or sell. So definitely some institutional money dumped it or pumped it, in my opinion, today. Or just some whales, some big players. You see in my opinion, you see the institutional money on the 4-hour chart, and you can really see the yellows and the reds. I mean, boom, they were jacking with it hard last couple of days. Anyway, there you go, Lun C. I actually got into Lun C today, and I got stopped out. I had a really tight stop. I figured it's either gonna run for me and make money, or I'll just lose a few dollars and stop out. I think it may continue running, but so far I've only, my overly optimistic attempt just got me stopped out. Flux versus USDT, one that I was kind of watching, but is just kind of a dead trade now. And is there anything interesting at all, like Doge versus USDT? How did that do today? Oh yeah, Doge may be making a bounce today. Could be. Maybe we'll see what happens. Definitely, there was some heavy selling. Everybody wanted the crap out of that. USD. How about some SHIB action? Dumped. So it seems like if you're looking at the alts and Bitcoin, maybe we are finding a balance, at least for the moment. A bottom. We'll see. This is not too. SHIB's not too hopeless right now. Anything else? Looking at RVN, Ravencoin was doing pretty good today. I noticed earlier. It's a nice run up. Ravencoin's been getting some nice love recently. On the 45-minute chart, you can see it here. But today, definitely, it took a dump. Is it about to turn up? It's too soon to tell. We shall see. But Ravencoin, I do like it. And it's kind of low sat, so you do get some nice gains if it actually moves. Don't know why it's pumping. I've always kind of thought Ravencoin might be something that gets into the NFT. I think that it's actually one of the first cool tokenization of assets coins that exist, I think. And it is 100% mineable, and they keep it only GPU mineable, not ASIC mineable. As far as I know, that could have changed. But anyway, Ravencoin, I like it. I like that it's moving up. I'm going to be watching this one to see if it actually maybe gets, after this dump clears up, if it does, if it continues moving up. I do like that on a bad day like today, it has kept above the 200 moving average, and it dumped, but not too awful. The alts to watch are the ones that today, during this crappy move, stayed above the 200 moving average. on the 45-minute chart, and definitely Lunsey and Ravencoin did. Ethereum did not. Bitcoin blowing ass chunks everywhere. Let's see here. Let me actually make a new chart. I'm going to keep that just blowing. Bitcoin, come on, you got it. You need some testosterone. You need some self-belief. You need some positive visualization. As we can see here on the 45-minute chart, Bitcoin did not keep the 200 moving average. It dumped hard. It kind of made a bounce. It may be a dead cat bounce. Let's just see what happens. It's really, with this kind of volatility, this is too soon to tell. Maybe it's bouncing, maybe it's not. If it doesn't continue this uptrend, the alts will probably start blowing chunks too. There ain't no safe place to be. Anyway, this one thing I noticed about a lot of what's going on right now, if you look at the dollar strength index cranking, oil's on the way down, S&P 500 on the way down. Bitcoin took a dump today, doing better than the S&P 500, but it did take a dump today. Well, more of a percent dump today overall, but it's doing all right in comparison. It's not quite. I don't think it's. Anyway, sorry, it doesn't make sense. Just never mind. Forgot I said that. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Gold, a red candle yesterday, or actually a red candle today. Oh, that would have been the 6th. So we already have a new candle here for the market forming for tomorrow, which is red also. Same thing for silver. So basically, gold and silver getting wrecked, Bitcoin getting wrecked. Let's, for fun here, look at the, I think it's US Tech 100. Yeah, US Tech 100 got wrecked today too. So basically, it's under all important moving averages. So pretty much, dollar getting pumped, escape routes getting wrecked, hanging everybody. Overall, let's see what happens. We're going to have to just see. Let's see if Bitcoin, what it does. Maybe we're seeing some traction here. I actually will admit I made a slight buy here at the bottom. Just a little bit of action going on there. I didn't do any leverage or anything. Really, really tight stop. It's either going to move up and I'll get these beautiful gains right there, or if it does, even return to the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart. If we even do return to that to that 200 moving average, that's 5%. So I'm either going to make 5%. Or my ass is getting stopped out. So anyway, playing my trades really, really tight. So Bitcoin truth seekers, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a piece of crap globalist cries, and that's a beautiful thing. This is a shitty day for Bitcoin, not a great day for the market. Europe, especially Germany, sacrificial lamb for the World Economic Forum globalists who want to destroy that country, and they ain't got a leader that is on their side. As we saw by those tweets, etc. I'll figure out more about the 1.5 trillion liquidity which is needed. I don't really understand that. I'll try to get some clarity on that. Anybody who understands it, please comment. Send me a link. Find me on Telegram. The Bitcoin Daily View Telegram chat is there, linked to over at bitcoindailyview.com. If you happen to be in blockchain education and you understand what that means, please put that in the big chat so I can see it. And also, if you are not a member of blockchain education, since this has kind of gone long, this is our chat. We've been rapping today about all kinds of stuff, trying to find angles to make money. If you're not a member of blockchain education, then definitely go over here to blockchain education here at bitcoindailyview.com, watch the infomercial, and then use my affiliate link and sign up. They have a free couple days trial, I do believe, money back if you don't like it, and they do honor that for their trial period. Come in, check it out, watch the videos, learn the trading methodology. I think you'll be glad you did. And what the crap, why not? Check out radianthemp.com. Cream 25% off the most badass, not CBD product, but whole entire plant you'll ever get. It's THC free. Don't worry about it. I interviewed the people who created it, and I think they're altruistic, badass, amazing human beings. So I take it every day. And as a matter of fact, so does my dog, and we're really happy. So with that said, once again, Bitcoin truth seekers, thanks for being here. Thanks for actually hanging out at the end if you did. Let's see what tomorrow brings. This is a hard dump. We're either going to continue or not. That's all we know. I'm trying to find some trades that'll make me some money without, I could short right now, but I'm not confident enough to short. I kind of think maybe we're going to see more. I think we're lending more towards an upswing. And one of the reasons I do say that is I do like blockchain whispers. I do think this tends to be pretty inaccurate. The Binance longs versus shorts where the massive volume is didn't tell me a lot. We're definitely seeing a long bias, but sometimes it doesn't pan out, but it does more than it doesn't. So with that said, I'm going to keep trying to long. Maybe I'm going to keep getting wrecked, but darn it, I'm going to long my way to victory after this dump. And I hope you do too, or you successfully shorted it. Amen. You're a freaking rock star. Take care.